I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me once again on another day, another opportunity for us to practice our power. Infinite power. We, dear friends, are becoming more powerful actively right now. Let me see if I can get this thing to be better by swapping it around. And there's a thing in the way now. Hooray. Guess not. Guess this is the best we're gonna do for now, at least. I'm getting you now flashbacks with it only cutting off the half of my face. We're here. We have power. We're live. There's electrons flowing through processors, through the camera module, through these microphones, broadcasting signals. Those signals being transformed, being sent through the interwebs that uses power. You using your power as a human being to actually move your fingers to open the stream, using your power of insight to see inside this very moment. Thank you, dear friends, for finding yourself here once again. My mind feels a little bit like it's reeling, like there's a lot going on inside of it right now. Uh, this is probably to some a bad thing, to some the best news ever, but Neuralink got FDA approval. Yesterday's conversation was relatively focused on BCIs. We had a good amount chatting about BCIs, and then literally less than 4 o'clock, less than 6 hours after the conversation we had, the official Neuralink Twitter page posted that they officially got FDA approval. Meaning, people are going to regain the ability to use their legs. People are going to regain the ability to use a computer if they're a paraplegic, unable to move their bodies. People are going to regain the ability to speak to their loved ones. People are going to regain the ability to make art when they can't even move their fingers. If that isn't power, then I don't know what is. The amount of power that's coming to humanity right now is absurd. And yes, my name is corporate interest. I know, but also corporate interest got us this power, right? These devices, our internet infrastructure, our, all of the money we've ever earned in our lives to be able to afford these things we have right now was also because of corporate interests. So it's about where you place your power. For every person is an infinite field of consciousness. Our mind fields touch each other throughout all dimensions. Oh goodness. Being sober is making me lose my mind a little bit. Oh man, the amount of power, the amount of it's going through me constantly is a little bit much. But I'm here for it. I know this is what I'm supposed to be going through right now. I feel powerful, for what it's worth. I feel powerful for being able to just say no, to be like, okay, yeah, I know I like Mary Jane. I love her, in fact. I love Mary Jane. I don't just like her. I'd marry Mary Jane today. But I feel our relationship should be a little bit more of a balanced one, to say it in so many words. A little bit more balance is necessary. There we go. Let me say hi to you, dear friends, Shannon and Nana. No, you are the power. Duck Dad, sending you lovin's. Joy Vive and Sam. So nice having you. Dry Story in here already. Zanu too. Nancy as well. I think that's everyone for now. Love you, dear friends. Thank you for providing your power to this space right now. For believing in me, for believing in this space enough to actually keep coming back for it. It makes me feel powerful. I hope that I can help you feel powerful as well, right? Hope. Oh goodness, we need hope right now. We need to maintain hope because the wacky future we're heading into can only be owned by those who are optimistic about it, right? And I do believe that the future belongs to the optimists, the people that are negatively, they're gonna get that. They're gonna get the shit part of reality. Those that are like, yeah, 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 let's go, future, let's go, technology. Those are gonna be the ones that actually get to celebrate that reality. I'm proud of you, friends, for using your technology well, right? And I am biased. I am definitely biased. I do believe this is a good use of technology. I appreciate you, friends, for using it this way. Dong. Oh God, not that. Nina Ding Dong. Then again, dong out of context. What about the dongs? I have the power. We're already insanity mode in chat. It's been a long time since someone called me that dog. Walking the dogs before bake plan sale today and one tomorrow. Any plans left after that? Death. Why death, dude? Can't you just like? And this is the part of me that's mildly anarchistic. Anarchistic. Yeah, new word. Anarchy plus artism. What's happening to my mind right now? Anarchy plus artisms. Yes, autism and art and artistic. And then you can just run into, people's gardens. Dig a hole, plant a plant. Run away. It's just like, what did that man just do? I think he just planted a tomato plant in our garden. Oh. Should we call the cops? No, he's harmless. I'm pretty sure he's harmless. Watches him run down the neighborhood into the garden. I'm not actually joking about that, Doc Dad. This is what I'm seeing right now, dude. I want that to be happening. Ultimate cosmic power. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Nancy, again, love to you. I woke up early today. Whoop! I'm proud of you, Dry Story, and thank you for waking up early. Thank you for being here. I'll be lurker today. Nancy, you'll be sent love with every single word. Wow. Good. I'm in bed, cuddled with my baba. Nice. Thank you for replying yesterday. Thank you, dude. Sorry for taking so long. Like, as I mentioned, I've been, I don't know if I'm taking a hiatus, but I've been a little bit more distant with the other parts of the social media than I would like to be. And like a few days ago, maybe like a week, who knows, time, I articulated well to myself that the reason I've been taking a break from other mediums of social media is because it feels limiting, right? I feel, drum roll please, powerless in using my thumbsticks to like and I'm still technically feeling a little bit powerless having to use my words, but at least I can use my body to say things to you as well. Thank you for showing up so I can do this with you, friends. It's nothing without you after all. Why rush the brain chip when I haven't got my mech suit? Seems chicken before the egg. The thing is, you need a brain chip to properly use your mech suit, right? Otherwise, your mech suit might snap your arms with a lack of intention. But I guess brain chip, yeah, there we go, control suit, exactly. I get the semi-automatic version, sans brain chip. Are you talking about the Sandostan from the cyberpunk world? We're not going cyberpunk, please. Like, I feel all of these shows, again, are meant to be perspectives that we get to be like, yeah, we could go this route. How about we diverge just a little bit, readjust our priorities, realize what it is we actually need. Melt gets sober, his sleeves get shorter. Yeah, suddenly I'll just be running around naked, screaming at all my lungs. To use a metaphor that some people got locked out of a lot of the character moves and functions, to buy a patch to fix it instead of just downloading the thing. The thing is, Sam, there are more people that actually want freedom than there are people who want money, right? Think about that. Money is basically the brain damage that has been induced upon us to convince us that that is what freedom is, that you need money in order to freedom. No, freedom comes first, right? You can do things with money. You can create the sense of freedom with money, but you can be free without money. In fact, you're probably more free without money. And I believe that the powers that be, humanity, all of us collectively, will use these pieces of technology in the same way we're using our cell phones right now, that there are people who have built themselves whole careers developing technology with these devices in mind, right? There are programmers who made apps. Like, for instance, I use an app made by a programmer called Francois. Blessings to you, Francois. And I make these psychedelic flowers, and he makes money selling this app. And if it wasn't for capitalisms, he wouldn't be able to make a living programming. And if it wasn't for capitalism, I wouldn't have this cell phone to be able to buy his app. And if it wasn't for capitalism, we wouldn't have the means to actually connect with one another. I'm not saying, yay, capitalism. I'm saying, oh, capitalism also has some things good for it, right? I believe that the system has to change, as all of us probably do, right? The power is a little bit skewed right now. And that is going to change with these technologies as well. I wonder how the aliens feel about this. Interesting you say that, Zano. I've had this whole, not even a conspiracy theory, maybe just a thought experiment, that the aliens are the ones that basically seeded Silicon Tech onto our planet. They probably, came to Earth and was like, hey, Owens, have you ever considered using transistors? Have you thought about this? You can create logic gates. And then those logic gates, if you keep doing that, can create extreme amounts of computing power. And that extreme amount of computing power is going to allow you to achieve things you never even thought possible. And then that is going to eventually lead you into being able to communicate with us. I think about the brain-computer interface as a means, as an actual means for us to be able to communicate with aliens if they ever come to visit our planet. Because their language is going to be so far beyond our language, right? So far, like leagues. If they have the ability to travel interdimensional space, language is going to be like they're probably like, oh, these things are so stupid. They make sounds with their faces in order to communicate with one another. Why would they do that? Why would so much bandwidth is lost in what is trying to be conveyed, and then we figure out how to put chips in our brains and then actually take the information we have inside and give it to one another. And I know it sounds yikes, and the ego loses its mind. Right? Oh no, what am I going to become? You are. You are. Period. You are. Nothing can take your arness away, right? Your consciousness, your pure, essential, quintessential beingness. The part of you that peers into this reality is your power. Nothing can take that power from you. Not even death can take that power from you. Keep showing up for love, dear friends. This is where we're going. I keep my corporate interest with an off switch on the outside of my brain. Just my preference. Unfortunately, that's your choice, right? You get to choose as a conscious entity what you want to experience. Yesterday, I asked a good question, and I wrote it in my journal today again as well. Are we here to experience flesh, right? Sex, food, a hot shower, a hug? Is that all we're here to experience? Or are we here to experience? Period. Right? And one of the things I like to experience is creation. Being able to make things, right? There's so much stuff, so many ideas, so many, beautiful realities that I can create inside my brain that I have to, for instance, I would like to build a space where people can come together. Like, I think of it like a longevity lab, yoga, meditation, float tanks, massages, acupuncture, hot stones, black and white rooms, sensory deprivation type of things. All of these things have been proven to actually improve quality of life, improve longevity. But I need millions of dollars in order to build things with bricks in this reality. Now, with the internet, I get to build things out of light, right? I might not even be real. I might be an AI-generated experience coming through the internet towards your, reality right now. I'm just living in your cell phone or living on your TV or on your laptop or your tablet, and eventually maybe even in your brain. That's so fucking weird. But that's the power we're allowing ourselves right now. I'm here with my ears. Thank you for lending me your ears, dear Jovan, always. I have a massive crush on Mary Jane. I'm half-baked. She is so beautiful. Yes, she is. She smells amazing, you know, she calms me down. She makes me feel like I am actually worthy of love. She creates a sense of calm in my being that I usually don't allow myself. But I don't think I can afford to be calm right now. That's how I've been thinking about it, Doc. That like I'm in a space right now where calm isn't the priority, right? It used to be because I had none of it. Now I can allow myself calm because I learned practices in meditation. I put myself through uncomfortable spaces, through exercise, through cold showers, and then I can calm myself down. I can be like, ah, yes, one breath at a time. I'm gonna see something real quick. I don't know if this thing is actually working. It might be. It might actually be. I just don't know if it's working. We have people following at least, so I guess that's something. Hey, John is here as well. Mr. covers his pajamas. When, like, how many days do you have left? Like 2 or something to be able to change it? Are you gonna keep it that way? Think of all the dead monkeys. Think of all of the dead rats that, you know, actually facilitated the medicine we have right now. Think about all of it, right? Think about the 120 billion human beings that had to die in order for you to live, right? Are we going to be like, oh, let's just kill all of humanity so that no more people die? Mm? Does that make sense? Does that make any sense? No. Things die in order to live, right? How much has died for you to eat food? Plants included. They're also conscious. If you cut the plant's leaf, it knows about it. It sends stress hormones. It sends resources towards that open wound to heal it. Plants are also alive. Plants are also conscious, paying attention to the reality that they're a part of. And then they die. And their seeds become a part of the earth. And then those seeds sprout, and there comes new life. That's the way this reality works. That's the rules we accepted. That's the power we had to give. Things die in order to live. There we go, streams back. What do you mean I'm gonna die? Says the ego. Yeah, you're gonna die, dude. And that's fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with dying, right? Might not be very exciting to the ego to hear that, but that is the reality of the situation. All of us will die, so we get to live. Memento mori. Live right now, gratefully. Thank you to all of the monkeys who have died. Thank you to all of the rats who have given their lives, even if it was against their own will. There is progress happening. Quality of life is improving. We will probably, guaranteed even, look back at our current state of history and consider ourselves barbarians. Be like, holy shit, they did what? We did what to all of the animals? Oh my goodness, don't they know the animals feel things? Yeah, we do. We just don't have any other means. But with AI, and we're doing that already right now, with AI, we can fold proteins to the point where we can actually test drug interactions without having to use rats to do it. It is a process. We had to do the one thing in order to get the next. We had to practice our power in order to get even more power. Is that a Maxine I see? And a Kelly? Say that you love it, dear friend. Thank you for joining us. There is a company that is already beyond near a link called Onward Medical. Saw a little video of a guy who was paraplegic walking. Yes, me too. I also saw that video today. A dude has a chip in his brain and then a chip in his spine. And he is using his legs. He was a paraplegic. He couldn't move. He was in a bed, ridden. That was his reality. And then they put something in his brain and put something in his spine, and now he can move his legs. That is the power we have as humanity right now. And again, right, like as able-bodied human beings, we can be like, oh no, I'd never do that. How could you? It's so nice being a human being, able-bodied, etc., etc. But you're not that person, right? That person is ecstatic, right? Beyond themselves happy to have gotten that brain-computer interface, right? And that's what we're heading towards. We're trying to improve quality of life for all human beings. And then quality of life improvements is going to come to those who need it the most first. Sure, there is like corporate interest. Yes. Again, these corporate interests allowed us these moments, right? not for corporate interest, YouTube would not be hosting my streams, would not be recording them, right? There is a corporate interest for them to keep my data as a part of their system because the artificial intelligence that they're developing is a hungry, hungry machine, and it's going to consider every single one of these pixels. Love you, AI. The AI is us. AI is us, right? AI isn't some ethereal monster, some alien that is, coming to Earth. AI is an extension of us. Everything that AI will become is what we are right now. You have that responsibility. You have that power. That is the power you have. You will change the world. You just have to do so mindfully. Covers. Hey, thank you for joining us as well, Kristen. It's nice having you here too. I'm here for anarchy art. Yeah, gorilla planting. Yes, go gorilla plant, dude, please. I honestly worried if you give many of them away, the people are going to wait every year for them to give the government away. I mean, hopefully, Doctor, and this is again the part of me that's a little bit more hippie woo woo. Hopefully, eventually, that can be the reality where this community we're building has so much resources that you'll be taken care of that you can just plant plants, right? You can just give them away, seed these plants into reality, have people grow their own food, even go to their houses, right? Facilitate that as a service, serve humanity in that way. Spend 4 hours of your day going out into the world and planting gardens for people. And then you can come back for the rest of your day, spend it with your family, spend your time the way you want to, have some leisure, right? Without having to worry about the money aspect of it. Tomato manic. So much love to you again, Maxine. Fine, this weekend, when everything calms down, I'll break into someone's yard to plant abundance. Oh, our baby choppers. Baby choppers? Chompers? The kitty still need 3K worth of dental. That's still insane. Are you gonna do it, Joy Vive? $3,000. I think I made total like five the whole last of year. It's like a year's only like 60% of a year's salary just for cat's teeth. Squeezes all around. Loves you again, Kelly. Sorry, Joy. That's a tough bite to chew. Very much. Melt OnlyFans? Never. You friends won't get to see me naked. At least not on the internet. Oh, goodness. Damn it. As I'm saying this, there's like future dudes creating AI art of me naked. Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop stop doing that, dude. Come on. Have some respect. Have some mercy. I feel an emoji full chat. I love you. Lurk mode active. We love you. Jovan. I forgot I have an appointment today. Gotta go into lurk mode and scramble getting ready. Listening friends. Love you. Maxine, even in lurk mode. Joshmo here too. Melty, thanks for being here today, brother. You are loved and appreciated. Thank you for that. Joshmo. No, you, dude. No, you are loved and appreciated, dude. Instantly mirrors it back to you. I love to help my community by giving them food to grow and eat and skills to acquire. But I best get some of this capitalisms today. Couldn't get my skrilla. I don't know what that means, but yes, get that skrilla, dude. I'm telling ya, if you give your plant human names, you can home them with weird girls with attachment issues. Yeah. Here is Dave. Dave is wonderful. Dave reaches out for sunlight. Dave loves being watered. Dave will provide you with food, will grow you little tomatoes that you get to eat in your salads. Dave loves you. You want to buy Dave? Yo, what about Dave? Please take care of Dave. So I'm actually curious, Melt. All software is controlled by man. Aren't you worried about things like disabling someone's body if they miss the payment, or maybe you're seeing it as revolutionary? All right, Sam, I will get really high and start naming the plants. That's one way to do it. So, Dad, in the same way, right, there could be a corporate interest to disable my live streams. And maybe there is, right? Like maybe I'm not reaching as many people as I would like to because we're being disabled or whatever. But that doesn't take away my power, right? I am still just as conscious, even if they disable my streams, even if they kill my Patreon, even if they disable my Zoom so I can't earn money doing yoga anymore. I'm still gonna be a person. that gets to move around in this world, right? And I do believe that the future we're heading into is going to be beyond just finances. There was a line, I started watching the show, The Feed, that Joy Vive recommended to me, where the dude asks this kid, where he's doing like these ridiculous stunts or like parkour-esque type of stuff. And then he asks him, "Why are you doing it?" And the kid says, "For the money." And then he asks the kid, "Do you need the money?" And he replies, "Does anybody?" Right? Like, I don't think money isn't going to be the be all end all. Money is going to still allow us to do things in the future, to gain more tools, to go places, if you will. But I do believe that the future we're building right now is going to be beyond just that. Because we're already running out of humans, right? There's not enough people for all of the things we want to do in the world. That's the reality of the situation right now. And that reality isn't going to change. So we're building humanoid robots right now. That's coming in the next 10 years as well. Within the next 10 years, mark my words, you're going to see humanoid robots walking the streets, trying to contribute to the economy, because there will not be enough human beings in order to do all of the work that needs to be done. That's where we're going, right? So then again, what do we want? Do we want people who have enough food, who have enough room in order to actually grow? Or do we want people clamoring, for their survival? It's pretty simple. And again, right? And this is the joke. The capitalist system that we have right now is going to have a financial interest in taking care of people. It's going to be profitable to take care of people in the near future. That is what we're building right now. And if you don't believe in it, how can you hope to have that? All right? If you can't see your own future as positive, I promise you, you won't have a positive future. That's how it works. That's what my reality keeps affirming to me over and over and over again. I have been nihilistic. I have been depressed. I have been an atheist doomer, telling people that they're gonna die and their flesh is gonna rot. And when their neurons stop firing, the thing they think they are is gonna cease to exist forever. And that used to be my trip, telling people how stupid their ego trip is, Oh yeah, you think you're cool? You're gonna fucking die and then rot. That's the reality of your situation. In 1,000 years from now, everything you ever did is gonna be null and void. Right? And maybe partially that could be true. But that wasn't indicative of a healthy mindset for me either. I was suffering. I was pushing people away in my life. I was an asshole, and people were treating me as an asshole because I was showing up and believing the world to be an asshole. And then the world was like, "Oh, we're assholing? Let's asshole, dude." All I got was what I was putting out, right? This world is a reflection of you, the universe. You, inverse, is what you're experiencing right now. That's why I keep saying to you, friends, that I'm a mirror to you. What you're seeing right now, you can be like, "Yeah, Mel, fucking go," or you can be like, "Fuck this guy," right? Who does he think he is? And when whatever your experience, whatever your perspective is what you decide mine is, right? We are a unity right now, co-creating this experience. There is no separation. No, that was us. We all have alien DNA because we got to have sex with them at the beginning. Mars was Earth, but it didn't work out, so they impregnated Earth to try again. They got the bits right now, seeing if we kill each other or learn how to fold space-time, which is what they want us to learn. I'm not gonna say that's wrong, Zano. I'm not gonna say it's wrong. I'm gonna say I don't know. I think that's the appropriate answer. But yeah. Like this experience we're having right now isn't novel. It is novel to our egos. That's true, right? Our egos is getting to have a new experience, right? Novel, interesting. But what's happening on Earth right now, this process of being a divided nation, a divided species, and developing these technologies and then integrating, being able to actually see one another for the thing that we are, a unity, eternity. It is an inevitability. Disease become sufficiently advanced, what's happening on Earth right now is an inevitability. It has happened over and over and over and over again, and it will happen over and over and over again. After the inevitable heat death of the universe, there will still be other universes where this is happening over and over and over again. And it's going to take you, your power, right? That's how we're going to create a good future. Not, being nihilistic, not being negative about this reality that we're in, by practicing power as a self over this being, right? The food you eat, the exercise you do for yourself, you taking into consideration your own mental health, your own sleep, right? Nobody can sleep for you. Nobody can eat good food for you. Nobody is going to drink water for you. We have to practice power as an individual. Take care of this vessel because this vessel is an extension of the earth. The way we take care of ourselves, I believe the amount of hatred, the amount of destruction we have seen on the earth so far is a direct reflection of the amount of destruction we induce onto ourselves, right? This ability to eat ourselves into obesity, for example, like seeing people who cannot even walk through the aisles of an airplane seat. That that is like practicing power because you have the power to do that as well. You have the power to weigh 500 pounds if that is what you want. But that is a destructive way of showing up in the world. Like I'm thinking about this woman who was advocating for, you know, I think beautiful at every size or something like that, who passed away from a heart attack at the age of 31. She was significantly more overweight than she was supposed to be. 31. She got to live 31 years and then she passed away because she was unwilling to take care of herself, to take responsibility, to use her power for good. And that power for good needs to start with the self. You need to take care of yourself. Please, I beg you. If I could, right? That's the joke as well, because it won't even be possible. Even if we get chips in our brains, it won't be possible for someone else to pilot your body in order to, exercise. No, it's hard enough because, for instance, when you exercise and you keep pushing yourself and you start reaching a limit where it starts getting difficult, right? And you're like, "Ugh," that's not your muscles struggling. It is the connection you have as a central nervous system, right? That is what's being taxed. It's your central nervous system. So it's impossible for you to be pushed by a machine. Your brain is the machine that pushes this body, and that connection needs to be strengthened. Again, that is where your power lies. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody can give that to you. It is something you cultivate as a self for yourself. And as you cultivate that energy, it bleeds into everything else, into your relationships, into your work, into your personal creative hobbies, into just the way you see the world, right? Looking at a tree. As you take care of yourself, that tree will become more beautiful. I promise you. Oh, I feel like my mind is zum, 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 zum. This is what happens to me if I don't smoke weed. I need to calm down, please. The movie Repo, the genetic opera, addresses this idea exactly, Duck. It's true. In a world where organ failure became an epidemic, capitalism stepped in and started selling them, and then reprocessed on default. I don't see you streaming on LiveSpace. Let me maybe go back then. I don't even know how to stop it. There we go. Let's try again. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, we call it let's go. Go live. Skabam! Live again. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Shan says you're offline. Yes, I'm about this life. Subaru lost our car payment and just decided to stop allowing us to turn our car on. No questions asked. I believe that there is power in our collective humanity, right? And this is the type of power we're practicing right now, coming together in this space, being able to influence one another so we can see change. Like, I feel like there's a lot of dissonance, like we can't reach one another in nearly the way we're supposed to just yet, but it is changing. There was another movie like that, Sam. It was called Repo Men. It was a bad movie. Okay, I don't know if it's the same movie. I remember watching the movie Repo. I think it was just called Repo. And I remember like one of the scenes that messed me up the most is where a child was the one, we have Kitty saying hi as well. A child was the one doing the surgeries because her hands weren't actually shaking, like a 6-year-old doing like organ transplants on a person. I think there's some weird compression happening on the stream, but more of me is fitting in, all right? So I guess it's something. Love you, dear friends, joining us. Mm-mm-mm. I wanted that one to be good because it had Jude Law. I don't know who Jude Law is, unfortunately. This is the beginning chapter of how we're going to have a rescue melt from some South African robo police station and unhack his brain. Bruh, they can try. Oh. Fortunately, I'm not scared to die, right? Like I'm in fact longing for death most days, right? Because the amount of work I have to do trips my ego out. It's like, wait a second, I'm gonna have to work every day for the rest of my life? Shit. Maybe dying would be easier, my ego says. And then the I consciousness is like, bruh, that's the reality of the situation. Oh, you can't run from it. If you die, I'm just gonna reincarnate you as a new being, and then you're gonna have to do it all over again anyway. So you might as well do this, live this life, because there's no escaping what you are. You cannot escape your own consciousness, not in death, not in oblivion, drinking yourself into a stupor. There is no escaping that which you are. It is fundamental to this universe. It is a dimension beyond this reality, even, right? It is the dimension that encapsulates this reality. You keep coming back. Believe you me, I'll just live out my days with the grid. No brain chip for me, thanks. Fortunately, your choice, Jude Law, is like pizza. It may not come in a pretty box, but I still love pizza. You're not home. Where are you, John? John is working right now, I believe. He's actually setting up some staging, probably. Shan, I'm excited to get this rose water. Can I use distilled water? Probably. You can use anything, I believe. I'm gonna add some water to my cup as well. I added some remedy. I've been adding remedy, like 4 of my total 16 drops a day into my water bottle. Hey, it's a Cable here as well. Hey, even Argon, Aegon Hex, beloved Stefan. I mean, not Stefan, just Aegon. Cheers to you, dude. Love you. Love you. Power. Power, 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 power. Power, 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 power. Power to change. Power to be present in this moment. Power to live my life the way I choose to. Nice. Sicketh. I pray my dick gets as big as the Eiffel Tower. The fuck? What's wrong with you, Cable? Where's this coming from? Okay, no worries. I was just thinking distilled water to stop any potential bacterial growth. Maybe. To be honest, they've been using Neuralink. They have been using Neuralink. I hate that term, by the way, to help people with Parkinson tremors for some time, but it's just wildly expensive for now. Computers used to be wildly expensive. The economies of scale will make these things so cheap that it will be impossible to not afford it, right? In the same way that people in Africa might not have food right now, but have cell phones. That is the reality of the situation. Right? I'm serious. I have not met a single person in South Africa who doesn't have a cell phone. And I've met a lot of people. Everybody has cell phones these days. And it's just a matter of time until everybody can afford brain-computer interfaces as well. Being able to deal with their Parkinson's tremors, being able to heal themselves or at least stimulate the brain in a way that the brain heals itself of Alzheimer's. My grandma died of Alzheimer's. She lost her mind. She didn't know who I was. She thought I was my dad. It messed with her mind to see Me, as my dad, as a 20-year-old, when she was literally dying of her brain rotting away because we didn't have the technology in order to help her. That was the world we used to live in. Now, there needs to be change. And we can be like, no, actually, no change for me, thank you. You'll get change, even if you don't accept the change that's coming, right? You can either walk the path or you can let it go. Your S20, is it the Pro? Yeah, I do think so. The AI can compete with the poetry skills. It doesn't need to, fortunately. You being able to write a piece of poetry with your fingers, with a pen on a piece of paper, and being able to give that to a person that is also flesh is going to be what becomes valuable in the future. You can have AI helping you, but it's still going to be you that actually gets to create these things. Genius is a uniquely human thing, and AI will never replace that. Agree dry at the price point available now, it does. It's enslaved the borrowers. No. Have any of you been enslaved by the borrowers for this cell phone that you're owning right now? No. It's pretty easy to pay off, right? If you had to try and sell this exact cell phone to someone 20 years from now or 20 years ago, they would probably still be paying for it to this day. But the economies of scale make everything widely available, right? It makes logical sense from a capitalist greed perspective to make sure everybody has access to these technologies. That's the world we're living in right now. That's why everybody has cell phones. That's why there are more cell phones in the world than there are people right now. Right? You understand that? Like that literally. I'm not joking. There are more cell phones in the world than there are people right now. Because these technologies improve and they get cheaper, and the resources that we need can be extracted with the machines that we build, with the technology that we build, creating more resources. And we can eventually, mine asteroids. There's an infinite amount of resources in this universe. Just a matter of getting to it. The AI did a pretty great job at saving me 45 minutes of indecision making my sunflower for the children's pamphlet, I'm guessing, is the rest of that sentence. Keval, I see you. I'm happy to hear that. Keval has been in this space for a long time, dude. Also a poet. He used to stream with us on the RPAN side as well. Again, it's done. I believe you're supposed to add brandy to it to preserve it. I'm not sure exactly how much. I'm gonna look into that. Thank you. Keval, OnlyFans will happen. AI melt naked art. Please. Does AI make naked melt? Nope, stop! Stop, everyone, stop! But yes, that's in the brain power. Howl like a wolf while doing it, Keval. I meant good seeing you. The discoverer is but one who has seeketh much and has seen. I don't, bro, that sentence butchered my brain. It's okay, Doug. The beautiful thing is you never have to see it. You are free to see what you wish. Yes, Argon, exactly. My Koji needs dental work too. So it's a bug on me. So I'm looking at 6K for both of them. We'll probably have to sell a kidney or something. Yeah. Joyviv, your cats are gonna be fine even if they lack some teeth. I don't know what dental work means. Do they have to get teeth pulled? Are they getting new teeth put in? Like I don't even know. You will see what in time. And what is beautiful. This is true. Money is just a means of measurement of worth, not value. Agreed. Without human beings, money means nothing, right? And I like to offer this as a thought experiment to a lot of people. You could, right, in this mental thought experiment, be the only person on earth right now. If you could choose, I am now suddenly the only person on earth. Everybody else, gets Thanos snapped away. Now suddenly, you are God of earth. Every car, every building, every piece of land, everything, everything, all the money now is yours. Congratulations. You have everything. Now what? Oh, I'm gonna go and sit on the beach and sit on the beach. Okay, enough sitting on the beach. I'm gonna go and go to the mountains. Drive this car. Now I'm in the mountains. Yeah. Nothing as of any value if you can't do it with people. We're here to do it together. AI melt graphic art of his voice just saying, this is melting my brain over and over. I'm supposed to be good today, but damn the dad jokes. But like your body's being bricked isn't the same thing as a live stream getting cancelled. With muscles like yours, you could be a bricklayer tomorrow if you had to be. But if Elon bricks your legs, dude, like that's not a thing. That's not a thing, bro. Like that cannot happen. It's impossible. And even if it happens, stop charging your device, right? If your legs are bricked, how are you going to get to the place where your device is supposed to be charged? Like, like you friends are creating these narratives. It's impossible. Think about how hard it is for you to control yourself sometimes, right? Just think about that. No matter how much of a brain computer interface, the only way that is even like mildly tangible is if we have like nanobots that get to like run the lengths of each and every single one of our individual neurons. If we get to that level of technology, then these like getting your legs bricked and stuff, then it's like feasible. But the current brain computer interfacing technology that we're working on isn't even close to that level of power, right? Again, you are the one that's going to be in power. In the same way, you are the one in power with the way you use your cell phone. Nobody is like forcing things into your brain. You can put it away. You can stop charging it. You'll be able to stop charging your brain computer interface as well if you don't want to use it. There's a whole actually what's the word? R&D side of that whole company that is specifically dedicated to making sure these things can be taken out if you no longer want it. They're engineering it with this in mind to make sure that if you no longer want your computer interface, you can take it out. Why? These technologies are being developed to help humanity, not in order to exploit us, right? Because we have been exploited already. This money system that every single one of you are participating in is what's exploiting you, right? If we're gonna talk about having our legs bricked, then we should stop using money as well. We should stop putting fuel in our cars. We should stop eating food, in fact. We should stop breathing, even, right? Because clearly this world is exploiting us. The earth is exploiting me to produce carbon so that it can continue growing plants. Fuck. You're not being exploited. You chose to be here, and you can choose to have these pieces of technology become a part of you. Like you chose to have this cell phone become a part of your world. It's a choice. It's always a choice. You get to choose. In the same way you choose to take this next breath, in the same way you choose to drink some water, eat some food so you can continue living. Are you being exploited by food, by water, by air? No. And the food will kill you, right? If you stop eating the food, is the food killing you because you don't want to eat it anymore? If you stop drinking water, is the water killing you because you don't want to drink it anymore? Or have you chosen to kill yourself because you no longer want to live? Right? There is no oppression happening, right? The thing oppressing us is ourselves more often than not. The thing tyrannizing our own mind, our own narrative of what this reality is. The story you believe about your world is the story you get to live. That includes the story you tell yourself about other people's intentions as well. If you tell yourself a story of, oh, this person is trying to fuck me over, and they're just, taking care of their own selfish needs because that's what their ego is telling them to do. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're okay. That's what is happening in their mind. And then you're like, yeah, that person is trying to fuck me over. That's what they're trying to do. That person isn't thinking about you. And they're just trying to make sure they survive. And we've built a system where we're expected to survive right now. And if we're not willing to change it, it's not going to change. All right. And clearly it hasn't been changed yet. So every single one of us are responsible. We are killing ourselves. We are killing ourselves. Nobody is killing us. We are doing it to ourselves right now. There is no power being taken away from you. The universe sees you. The government took $1,200 in taxes from my paycheck this week that could have gone towards my kitty's teeth fund. Cats be oppressed. Yeah, right. I emphasize with cats collective universal amnesia especially on the death by curiosity part. I ate an empanda stuffed with cheese. It's hard to battle the dopamine hits. Oh yeah, right. Exploited by the food industry in many ways. That we have proof now that if you eat extremely processed foods, it rewires your brain, the pleasure seeking parts of your brain, to the action parts of your brain, to the point where you start taking action to eat processed foods again without even having to think about it. Again, right? Is the food exploiting you, or are you exploiting yourself? And you have to change. Nobody is going to change for you. Nobody is going to eat healthy for you. It is a choice that we're actively making. Pleasure versus self-discipline. There it is. There it is, Shanna. Exactly. We have Maolau here as well. Hoopy sending you good vibes. Mm-mm-mm-mm. You don't think there will be that will be the future? Remote controlled personal trainer that just moves your body. I've thought about it. I've even thought about offering that as a service one day, but I don't. I don't actually think so because it has to be planted into your spine. That's the only way it works right now. Even with the current tech, it has to be planted into your spine. Unless you're getting a implant in your spine alongside your BCI, there's no controlling your body. You can control the body if it's in your spine, but if it's not in your spine, there's no controlling it. The technology we're developing first is going to be kind of like putting it in our cortex, the parts of us that move our fingers, so that we can move things in the digital realm. In the same way we move our arms, those neurons that we fire, we can move things in the digital realm as well. And the same thing for the visual side of our brain, to be able to see things in the digital realm inside our own brain. That's going to be the first step. And then if you want to have an AI assistant or a personal trainer control your body to exercise for you, you're going to have to get the spine implant as well. But it's going to be a choice. You're going to choose to do that, or you're going to choose not to, right? There is no exploitation lest you exploit yourself. You don't think you got to do my cover quickly. Please do, bro. Looking forward to today's cover. So much love. The review messages are piling up. I'll refresh when they go away. I don't see them on my side. Gotta make a short series of the wisdom deck. Please do. Start though. Live on Livespace. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, I think there are friends joining us as well. There's like some weird compression happening, but it is something. Sure, I have to wake up every day and work, and that's daunting. I also get to wake up and uncover the Easter eggs of life. It's what makes life worth the grind. Yes, the information you get day by day from this experience because you show up for it. In the same way, everything we show up for is our power. We are practicing our power. They won't go away. Zano has been closing YouTube and opening it back up, and they won't go away. Also putting all of these messages in review. Who is putting all of these messages? Like, I can't even see them. Maybe if I scroll through this. I don't know why that one is put in review. But I can still see them at least. No, I'm not seeing the review messages. Issue mine is giving. Miracles. When your eyes get attuned to seeing them. Talking about people that are blind. People that do not have the ability to see this world right now with brain-computer interplants will be given sight again, right? That's also what we're doing. That's the technology we're building right now. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, what if their eyes get turned off? That is a human rights violation. It's illegal to turn people's organs off. It's going to be illegal to do that, regardless of the financial implications. You cannot kill people for the sake of money, even though that's what's happening right now. That needs to change, right? The fact that things have been happening one way doesn't mean it has to continue that way. And if we believe it will continue that way, it is guaranteed to. It is 100% guaranteed to continue that way if that is what we believe. So what are we choosing to, right? What are we choosing to believe right now? What are we taking our infinite power of consciousness to believe, right? And then we're surprised that we get that reality. The economies of scale and abundance have made diamond actually worthless. However, because a bunch of people with a lot of power, control, and release the diamonds in the economy, they hold their value. Also true. And for that reason, I will never, look at me, never buy my feminine one day a diamond ring. Not a fucking chance. And if she wants to leave me because I don't want to buy her a $40,000 diamond ring, I'll be like, oh, hey, there's the door. Ta-ta, goodbye. And maybe a little bit brutal, but that's the way I feel. I won't, encourage, support that economy. I won't pay absorbent amounts of money for diamonds that are practically worthless. Again, the people that are spending those amounts of money on those diamonds are choosing to. They are using their power to choose to do that. And as long as we use our power to choose these things, we're going to keep experiencing them. It's a choice. Cable means big like a tourist attraction, but becomes ambiguous around the world. Refrigerator magnets, placements, paperweights. Yeah. Right here, really like medical debt enslaves people in the US every day. And there are countries who don't do that, Sam. There's already countries who don't do that. You know this, right? So it's possible. It's just a matter of distribution of these understandings. And AI is going to fuck things up. It is. The economy is going to radically shift. The powers that be is going to radically shift. Exploiting people for as much worth as they have in the current medical, world, and me and Shan, we're talking about this as well, is going to change. It's going to change. Connor, it's nice having you here, dude. Sending you lovin's, bro. This is what the conversation is about. I know it's difficult for people not here to fully grasp that, but it's not an exaggeration. Yeah, the US. It's like that in the US right now, Sam. Hey Google, what countries completely cover people's medical bills? I don't understand. Oh, it's actually going to tell me. List of countries with universal healthcare. So, Hungary operates a public healthcare system with a universal network of hospital clinics and dispensary provide treatment for the population. So there are Algeria, Botswana, Mauritius, Morocco, Rwanda, the Seychelles, and Tanzania. We also have like the exploitative medical service, medical industry here in South Africa, in Asia, in China. Yeah, in China. Like when I had my X-rays done for my teeth and got medicine, and I had one of the friends as well get surgery. They paid 200 RMB, which is there we go. Stream disconnected. China has Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Israel, Japan, Kuwait, Macau, Malaysia, Maldives, Pakistan, Philippines, Singapore. South Korea have access to a universal healthcare safety net, although a significant portion of healthcare is privately funded. North Korea has universal healthcare, even Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, the United States Emirates. In Europe, there we go, live again. There are a bunch of countries who are already taking care of their people, Sam. The American system is exploitive, that's true, but there is room for change, right? Seeing things as not ideal doesn't mean, oh, this is our reality, oh, this sucks, guess this is the way it is. If we keep accepting it, that's what we're going to keep getting, right? There's a choice, again. It's again a choice, right? That's the problem with technology. It needs to get on the remote hugging issue we're having. Sam, 100%, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Sam, truly terrifying. My treatment is $32,000 a year, 16K twice a year. I'm covered 100% in Canada and the UK. And I cannot imagine the fear and stress having to pay for it. You see that? Kelly gets to have 100% of her medical fees covered because she lives in a country where that has become the priority. Right? And as long as we keep choosing to not prioritize human beings, as long as we keep choosing to prioritize more money and money, the greed, that's what we're going to keep getting, right? And the American system does so much brain damage. Oh, goodness. The amount of generational brain damage that we have been put under. Even an iPhone here is $1,300. People buy them on payments and end up being in a plan for 2 years until they get another loan. Yeah, 2 years is not that bad, right? I don't think, at least. They had a phone for 2 years. They could talk to their family for those 2 years. And they don't have to get a new one. Again, the consumerist model is keep buying new things. This cell phone that is doing the live stream of the LiveSpace live stream is going on its sixth year, and this one is going on its 5th year, right? I don't need to buy a new phone every 2 years, and I'm probably not going to buy a new phone ever again, because the next piece of technology I probably have is a brain-computer interface. Like, we have gone so far beyond what is necessary. Like, we have reached the level where we don't have to be exploited anymore. Now it's just about changing things. Insurance companies in the US won't touch me with a 10-foot pole. It's an expensive iPhone. No one needs a $1,300 phone. You can get a good cell phone. There we go. For $100 even. You can get a cell phone and we'll take photos, open YouTube, send the messages that you need to your friends, make calls for $100 these days. And that's what happened, right? A smartphone used to be an insanely expensive item that only the most rich can afford. Now people can afford these devices for $100. Oh, back to the issues on issue modes. Insurance companies, iPhones, phones are around. Yeah, you don't need to buy a fold phone. Like, what's the point? You don't need one of those, right? They had cell phones since the mid-90s, and they've kept getting more and more fragile and more expensive. No, they haven't, Sam. There are cheap phones. They exist, right? The high end is obviously going to get more and more expensive because there's more and more R&D, more and more technology being put into it. But then all of that R&D, all of that technology eventually becomes leapfrogged by better technology, and then this technology becomes cheaper because they've already done all of the tooling. They've already developed the technology. Now it's like free for them to actually profit from. And then we have $100 cell phones to actually continue, using our technology. I can choose my source of nutrition because money. It's true. For now, nutritious. You can also grow your own food, calling food nutritious. I guess I didn't think about the unit needing charging. You can buy yourself a battery bank. Like, if you want to, you can buy yourself a $100 solar panel, a $200 battery bank, and then a $100 cell phone. Right. So less money than you would pay for a single iPhone, and then you can charge your phone off sunlight. And you're like, oh, Mel, the sun doesn't shine during this time. You can buy yourself a hand generating unit as well. You can do that too. You can charge your cell phone with your actual arm if that's what you need to do. Oh, but Mel, skip it. Excuses. Put the excuses down. The more excuses we make, the more excuses we'll live in, right? It's a choice. Greedflation is what drives all of these trends. Monthly fees, that one is big for me as well, actually, Sam. Microtransactions and planned obsolescence is a scheme by the upper class to maintain power, to exploit the people, basically. It is the way it is. I agree, right? Right now, that's the way things are constructed. But it doesn't have to continue that way. And I feel because of these mediums, because of the amount of technology we have, because of the information we're exposed to, we get to see these things. For the longest time, people were unaware of it, right? For the last century, people were unaware of these things. The people that are in power don't want to be in the limelight. They don't want to be seen. Now we can. We literally can see them through these devices in a way we've never been able to before, right? So maybe they were trying to use these devices to try and exploit us, but now they have given us the means to change the world. That's the power we've been given with these devices. Now it's just a matter of how we use them. We can either make excuses for why we are suffering, or we can use them to create, right? Like, this whole YouTube channel has been created on this single device. One device for the last going on 3 years now. I've added microphones, but I didn't need to. It has microphones built into it. I want a better camera, but I don't need to, right? I'm not being exploited. I'm not no company, rubbing their dirty little hands, waiting for me to give them my money so that, et cetera, et cetera. I want to improve the quality of life experience by upgrading my technology, right? Choosing to. And my mind is running at full tilt. Yeah, but there's more resistance to get a brain chip removed than turn off a phone, though. So people will keep them, and this will benefit those selling them. I am a dry historian. Unfortunately, your friends will get to see this. I will earn exponentially more money with these devices than they will ever be able to extract from me. Right? That's the reality. You can earn money with these devices. So who's being exploited? Right? I have made works of art that I would have been incapable of making with my fingers because I have access to these devices. I have connected with people I would have been unable to reach because of these devices. I have made friends that I would have never had because of these devices. It's not evil. How we use them is what our power is. Again, so much man not entitled to the sweat of his brow. The only way I could even consider one is to take it out myself. That needs to be an appointment. That's control. The only way, I hate driveway, dropping me for work. Love you again, Kristen. Life is treating me good. I have to hang out with friends. Yesterday evening, watching the D&D movie, which was good. It was a good movie. These messages are all backed up on my feed. We'll have to go away and take off the mod list. If you take me, will that go away if you take me off the mod list? Maybe, maybe even. The diamonds aren't worthless. I can absolutely pop them out of their setting and turn them into cash. True, right? But again, if we got married and I bought you a $40,000 diamond ring, and then you end up leaving me, or we end up splitting up, and then you turn that piece of rock into cash, then didn't you exploit me? Right? It's just like more exploitation all the way down. I will not ever, mark my words, I will not ever buy diamonds. Fuck that. They can't get my money. You will never buy a diamond, but that is saying his body modification technology can be controlled and rationed the same way. No, dude. No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, Brother Bear. Why aren't these cell phones unaffordable? Why didn't they control that? Yeah. Because there's a corporate interest. There's going to be other companies that develop these technologies as well that are going to offer them for cheaper. And then the companies that be are going to have to compete, right? Again, that is what capitalism does. It benefits you. It has benefited you more than it benefits them. You have had a quality of life that would be to kings unimaginable. Literally. Actual kings didn't get to have the quality of life you're having right now because of these devices. The technology explosion will be fun to witness. We'll get to. And you friends will get to follow along, right? You'll get to see how these things influence me as well. Because I am 100% on board. There is only change. There is only change. Dying is a type of change. And I'm okay with all of the change that comes along with this because I know what I'm capable of. I know how to use my power. I know how I use my technology, right? I know this is an awkward fractal to talk about, but pornography, right? That used to be something, I don't know if it bothered me or if it was a problem for me, right? But if there was sexual energy, that was a tool I could use. Then I decided not to, because after the fact, when I would close my eyes, that fractal would continue. And I was like, that shit's in my neurons now. I don't know if I want to do that, right? I have the power to, but I'm using my power not to. And we can use our power not to for many things, right? We can use our power not to contribute to the system that be right now. Sam's comment of, you can participate in a broken system while you're working to fix it. How is the system going to change if we're not working to fix it, right? How are we going to influence the world in the way we are meant to if we're not operating at the same level that the world is operating at? Like it's a bandwidth thing. It's the amount of information you can contribute with. Connor, not really. We lived in it in the 20 years. You will say, fuck, that was too fast. Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy, bro. North Korea having universal health care is like a daycare run by sex offenders. Agreed. Like, we're paying taxes towards sex offenders right now as well, pedophiles. That's also the reality of the situation. My best friend died, $1.2 million in medical debt. Android only has 3 years of security updates, so your phone is vulnerable. All I'm seeing are you friends offering negative perspectives, not, giving actual actionable means to change it. Right. And that's where I guess I'm getting stuck. It's because I'm seeing my name is Kenamana, and then I have to be like, and then I'm like, right? There's no direction, there's no growth happening. There's just offering the negative perspective. And I agree, these negative perspectives are available. They're as much a part of this reality as everything else is. But that isn't the full reality. Right? If we're gonna focus on only the most negative parts of this reality, that is what's going to be in our own minds, right? The fractal you expose yourself to is what's going to be echoing in your little mind that is an echo chamber of itself. There is no escaping your own reality. Be mindful with what you're generating. I agree with your perspective on capitalism, Melty, because every capitalism-centered economy/business class I've taken shows that you can do things to benefit yourself, not help others. Dry Historian, how are we talking right now? And would we be able to talk like this right now if not for the capitalist system? I guarantee you we would not. Like this would not exist if not for capitalism. Sure, maybe there was no dude thinking, oh, I'm going to build this technology and then one day Meltmore and, Dry Historian is going to have a relationship with one another over vast distances, That wasn't what they were thinking. But that's the way we applied the power we were given. That's the point I'm trying to make over and over and over again in the stream. And it feels like I'm running in circles, but the message isn't properly landing. It's a matter of means and motivation. Money enables people to act upon what is in their hearts. And right now, the money is going towards the people who can only care about themselves, acknowledging where others are straying off the path and harming themselves, and others help us not to make the same mistakes. Agreed, Sam. And if we're gonna hold on to the worst case scenario, right? I agree, right? Being like, yes, and we all know these things, right? That's the thing that I'm trying to get at as well. All of us know all of these negative perspectives. All of us know that there are people dying and millions of dollars of debt. People are killing themselves so that they don't go into medical debt that will influence their families. We know this. It's not like we're stupid. It's not like we're ignorant. It's not like we're unwilling to see these things. What I'm asking you is, how are we applying our power to change it? Is it going to be changed by us, oh, it's so horrible? Or is it going to be changed by us feeling powerful, feeling empowered to change things? I'm loving the stream, peeling things apart and looking at them from different angles is one of my favorite things. It can be uncomfortable. It can feel like you're melting, right? Literally melting layer by layer by layer away. And then I feel like I'm trying to expose this idea, this bright burning core, and then the negativity gets and then I'm like, and oh, okay. Usually if a person is creating something for money, it is selfish. If it is some matter of non-profit, there is still less selfish, and self-centered creativity is usually less selfish. Dry Historian, a part of me created this space because I wanted to be a content creator. I wanted to be paid for creating a space, right? Does that make me selfish? This space wouldn't exist if there wasn't that inkling of selfish nature. Of course it changed, right? Now it isn't about the money for me anymore. Now it's me about the human connection. For me, it's about the change we can actually create together, right? And I don't earn particularly a lot of money doing this specifically, and I don't plan on earning money. Most of my money is going to come from the products I end up developing, not from this, right? And I'm going to continue doing this, even though if I was only stuck on the selfish narrative, this is not a good use of my time, right? And my family is telling me that, and my friends are telling me that. They're like, bro, you're wasting your life. You should be doing something else. So many people are trying to convince me to stop doing this, right? From a selfish perspective, from a money-based perspective. And yet I'm choosing to keep showing up because what's important is us, our power as a unity, as a collective, not the money. And maybe I'm an outlier when it comes to that kind of perspective, but so are you, friends, right? That is what we're building. And how is change going to happen if we're not going to be the change we want to see? Mm-mm-mm. Ta-da-ba-da. I know it's frustrating to you, Melty, but try to shift your mind to discovery mode. I'm trying. I'm discovering. I'm finding in myself over and over again. The more I see negative perspective, the more I become clear about what my perspective is. Right? That's the way I'm seeing it. Yeah, people are dying. Yeah, but people living. People are being exploited. I have the power to not be exploited, right? By choosing what it is I want. You can die. You don't have to get medical attention. How about that? All right. Oh, Mel, that's insensitive. You're gonna die anyway. Oh, but I want to live. Then the current system expects you to pay. Oh, but that's unfair. Change it. Oh, what can I do? Let's try. Right? There has to be some place where we start. There has to be a certain level of self reflection that needs to happen, a certain level of realization that we are contributing to the system as it is. And because we're contributing, it is the way that it is. There is a level of responsibility we need to take. Yes, there are people who have a lot more power than us, people who have a lot more money than us, who have vested interests to have a lot more power and make even a lot more money. This is true. This isn't the reality, though, right? And they will die. They will die eventually. All of us will. So, how are we going to see this world change before we die? How are we going to see things change? Those are the answers we have to be coming up with. Mm-mm-mm. Usually, the person is creating something for money. Again, selfishness. Discovery mode. Not negative. A person. Not negative. A person who use tech for living should have security updates on their phone. You can choose to have a 7-year-old phone, but I've been hacked. No thanks. I get you. It's not negativity. It's reality. It's not really reality, dude. Right? Reality is this. This is reality. No software update can take this away from me. No lack of software updates can take this away from me. This is the reality we have. I have been in a float tank, for example, right? Where the temperature of the water is the same as your body temperature. You plug your ears and your ears go underneath the water. You close a box and it's pitch black darkness. You smell like mild saltiness, but then eventually your mind gets used to that as well. And your mouth is closed, you're not tasting anything. And then you disappear. Everything you ever thought you are, everything you ever think you needed, your hunger, your need for food, your need for approval, your need for attention, your need for affection, all of it melts away. And there is only in pure darkness your consciousness. And it's okay. It's okay. Nothing, everything can be taken away. Like, really understand this, what I'm trying to say right now. Everything, everything, literally everything can be taken away, and your consciousness will remain. That is your power. That is reality. Not these things, not these devices, not the software updates, not the exploitation. Nobody can exploit the thing you are, consciousness. Awareness of this moment, awareness of your own being. And even when this flesh dies, that consciousness remains. That is our power. It's from that consciousness that everything else happens. That's the message of this stream. Sam, you're spitting truth today so much. It's been scrolling through the chat. Thank you, Loizana, for joining us. I see these sessions as more of thought tank, actually. Yeah, consciously evolving, right? Like all of us are conscious entities right now. And then I say these things, and it makes you feel a certain way. Maybe it can make you feel angry. Maybe it can make you feel, a sense of like, who the fuck is this dude, right? And that's good. Feel these things. That's the work we're doing right now. That's your power, your consciousness exposed to this moment. I love putting out these thoughts and seeing how the community dissects it and turns it over. We may know, but new truths can always be found. Agreed. A phone is controlled by making you vulnerable unless you buy a new one. Bear. Ugh. I get you. Yeah. I guess it's a level of acceptance I have to reach as well. There's only that much I can do to share the perspective that I have. Getting out of the trees to see the forest, the ultimate goal will be to improve our minds in a way that is beneficial for the whole. Our mind is the most powerful tool we have here. And we have to convince ourselves and others to live in a way that is cohesive and symbiotic. Yes. How you use your mind is your power, right? The story you tell yourself. We've said that so many times in these streams. What story are you telling yourself about reality? Because that story is shaping your reality, actively shaping your reality. The thunderstorm, brace yourself. Yeah, Kelly. You have definitely made me think critically of the things I believe, but you're saying pointing out negative points is defeatist thinking. It's straw man. Pros and cons. I get you. That's why I'm accepting the perspective you're sharing. I just don't agree. Because I believe what we believe becomes our reality. I've seen this, Brother Duck Dad, right? If you actively believe every single day that what you're doing is worthless, I'm trying to plant these plants, but there's no hope. I'm not gonna make it. There's nothing gonna come of this. What do you think's gonna happen, right? There's so many other corporate entities out there also growing plants, and they have robots, and they have thousands of employees, and they have more money than God. I can't do anything. I don't have any power, so why even try? And then you won't try. Vice versa, I can change my whole reality. I can show up in a way that is going to change the world. I can grow plants that will feed people. And then you can do that. And you will. The story you tell yourself is what becomes your reality. That is your power. And nobody can tell a story for you. People can influence you. People will try to tell a story about your life. That will be the reality as well. But they cannot, unless you let them, right? These exploitations we've seen, right? Your friend who died, $1.2 million in debt. That was a story you know about directly. You know that story. That isn't reality. that isn't reality. It's a part of reality. But there's an infinity out there. It's a fraction of 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 a fraction, infinitely down. A sliver of reality. And taking a sliver of reality and then constructing ourselves a story that is how it is, I believe is defeatist. And I'm sorry if that's what I'm trying to say, but that's just my perspective, right? I'm giving also my perspective from your perspective. So the same thing that I might be doing that might be feeling a little bit wacky from my perspective towards you, I'm also doing the reverse. I'm gonna go quickly get my poncho. I love you. By the way, I hope that's clear. There's no anger in me. There's just a visceral clarity, right? And a reaffirming of that clarity, and then a reaffirming, and then a reaffirming, and no, I won't believe that. No, I won't believe that we're gonna be exploited. I will not. I refuse. I will. I will not. I will not be exploited. Right? The whole I will not buy diamonds. because I understand, De Beers' brain damage that they have induced upon our Earth as well. I can still choose to buy things, right? Because of this story, we have been told that, oh yeah, a woman's best friend is diamonds, right? A story we got told through advertising, generational brain damage. That doesn't mean I have to continue. Doesn't mean I have to choose that reality, right? In fact, I'm choosing not to, because that's my power. That's my power. That's the power I get to have over this reality. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, nice. Actually, never been. I've actually never been, but here the lakes and skies are something else. In Saskatchewan, I've heard good things as well. I was filled with gratitude yesterday, as I always am, to go to the hospital for not one but two outpatient surgeries and $0. You hear that? Again, right? We have a friend in this space right now who went and got two surgeries to have lumps removed, and it cost her $0. So we also have a friend in the space who had a friend who had surgeries or had treatment done and then died $1.2 million in debt. This is the two fractals we are being exposed to right now. What part of the reality do we want to believe is true, right? Is love true, or is fear, hate, greed, anger, separation true? And then what we choose to believe becomes our reality because we're choosing to believe that. It's mulling over in our heads, Kelly. I have many relatives in Calgary that I need to visit. We had a death in the family recently, and I could not go to the funeral. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm happy to hear that the surgeries went well. I'm guessing they did. I know you're going to wait 2 weeks, Lawazana. Again, I see you giddily receiving good news. Your reality is if you find one person who wants to exploit you, you won't take your phone, but they may drain your bank account. And they can. Let them drain my bank account. I'm not going to be any less for it, right? Because my skills, myself, my ability to tell myself a positive story is my power. That is my power, not my money, not my cell phone, not my data, not my art, but my ability to make art, my ability to generate data, my ability to generate more money, right? They cannot take that from me. It's impossible for them to take that from me. So, drain your bank account. They can take out a loan with your name and default. So everything can be taken away. Doesn't mean you should allow it to be. Please, sir, hack my bank account, leaving me unable to pay rent or food. Again, they can take away your money. They can take away your rent, your food. There are people right now who are homeless, people living on the streets. And if those people choose to change their lives, they can build themselves. There are people, in fact, in the world right now who used to be homeless, who are now millionaires. Those people exist as well, right? There are people who got so wrecked by business partners that they had to sell their house and be homeless, who are now millionaires. There are people who got hacked, got their bank accounts drained, who had everything they've ever worked for stolen. And then they changed, they built something new, and then they became millionaires. Those people exist in this world right now, right? That's the reality. And depending on what story they told themselves, those people that got hacked, got all of their money stolen, and then told themselves, oh, my life is over. Everything I've ever worked for is gone. Guess that's how it is. Womp womp. They get to live that reality. Vice versa. Choosing our power. Our power cannot be taken away. Lois, I'm sorry you missed the send off, but you should absolutely come. It's a great city, beautiful, so so friendly, and you've seen these mountains, right? That's what my heart loves. I'm imagining being there as well right now. Dry storying saying, I don't think everything is negative, but you don't like the certain areas of change you have to work on what you can influence. I personally just ignore the robots, so I guess I'm kind of on the same page. I feel you. I will accept that you are you. I love you, and I will get out of dad mode trying to protect your bank account. Thank you, Brother Bear. I appreciate it. I don't care about money, dude. They can take everything from me, right? They can even take my body. I'll come back even more powerful over and over again because I have. And I believe this, from a woo woo perspective. But yeah, I cannot be killed. Sure, my body can be killed, but the I that we all are, when we refer to the I am, Meltmore, I am Duck Dad, the I am remains infinitely. It cannot be taken away. It is your power. I don't think people realize how fragile the brain is. I wish it had more power from my perspective. It is quite easy for some people to dysfunction and become detached from reality. That the majority experience malfunction, not dysfunction. People to malfunction and become detached from the reality. And those people that become detached from this reality probably became detached because this reality isn't serving their souls, right? I do believe that some people are being so exploited in this world that their souls, don't want to stand for it anymore. They're like, nah, I cannot handle being this exploited. And then they don't handle it. They stop handling it. They're like, no, no, thank you. I'm done. I have frozen yogurt. Yeah, frozen yogurt is so nice. I haven't had frozen yogurt in like 5 years or something. Meld, what you said was beautiful about being part of the same reality. I guess I look at it from a life I've experienced in the US as a 38-year-old, in the 38-year-olds. We are a country that has fear. We are waking up to see, but the oppressive style is set in. Brother Bear, I believe our current slice of reality is supposed to be a lesson, right? Your life, these 38 years you've lived, the experience, the perspective you've experienced, isn't supposed to be reality affirming. It's supposed to be a lesson. People getting exploited fucking sucks. How about no? How about no? How about we don't let that continue, right? And if if enough of us can come to that conclusion, that's how it's going to happen. That's why I like saying the powers that be are digging their own graves right now, right? The exploitation that's happening is what's going to facilitate the exploitation to cease. It's a matter of time, and we're showing up every day. We're going to have to show up every day from a place of love, from a place of hope, from a place of wanting to see this reality changed. And if we continue to, it will. I promise you. I'll give you $1 trillion if in 100 years this world isn't different, right? Of course the world's going to be different. Exactly. 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 That's what I'm talking about. That's our power. Change is a reality, not a likelihood, not a possibility. It is a reality. Change is more reality, than any of the negativity is. Because I love Calgary and I love the mountains. My husband went to university there, and we always have fun there. I need to take my kid to IKEA. I also want to go to IKEA, weirdly enough, when I get myself some weird name furniture. Yes. Look at it. There we go. Don't want it to be blasting me too much. Also, it's easy to be so flippant and say you don't care. They can take it away, but you've never had to deal with any of the things you're saying wouldn't bother or change you. But I have, Joy Vive. I have experienced it. When I was in China, I was living in an apartment. I was getting paid $500 a month, which was basically my entire food budget. So I could just afford food. I couldn't leave my apartment. I couldn't go anywhere. And the person that was exploiting me was keep telling me, no, keep getting exploited just a little bit longer. I'm going to make sure to pay you the money I owe you anytime now. Anytime now, I'm going to pay you more money. And I got exploited over and over again. And I got exploited over and over again. And right. And here I am. Not a victim. She couldn't take my power. She couldn't take my power to love those kids. She couldn't take my power to still be a good employee. She couldn't take my power to be the person that I am. She could take my money. She could take my freedom, right? I couldn't leave my apartment because I couldn't afford to. She could take that, but she can't take me. I still have that power. It's the Red Scare, but this time, and for what it's worth as well, Joy V, when I was working in AV before I went to China, I couldn't afford to eat. Like I think 7 of the year and a bit I was working, 7 of the months, right? Because I was paid $350 a month at that point. $350 a month. My rent was 200 and something. And then the rest of it was food. And at the end of the month, I could not swipe my card to buy more food. So I didn't eat. Did I cry about it? Yeah. I did cry about it. I was like, oh, this come over. Could I call my dad and ask him for money? Yes, I could. Did I? No. Because I felt at that moment it was basically admitting that I'm powerless, right? At that point in my life, I was like, I won't do that. I refuse. I won't let my dad know that I'm suffering right now. And yeah, again, that's why I am the way I am right now. It's a Red Scare, effective Fox News, Facebook propaganda pipelines. It's bad duck, but we can deprogram them. We are deprogramming them. Yeah, soul brain reality for sure. Do you know how hard it is to reprogram a cult member? I say save yourself and whoever else wants to come along. Agreed. Completely. I think you're right, Joy Vive. Me too. Loizana. It's a year-long endeavor, I know. It's gonna take us decades. Right? And I say this a lot. This change that I'm talking about that's gonna come over us is gonna take us decades. I'm not saying this is gonna happen tomorrow. I'm not saying it's gonna happen by next week. We're gonna work for decades to change the system. And that's okay. It's gonna suck sometimes. It's gonna be hard. We're gonna suffer, probably a little bit. But it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible, right? They, the powers that be, want you to believe that it's impossible to change. It's not. And that's what I keep trying to say. Like, our power hasn't been taken away. It never can. We can take our own power away by giving up, but I refuse. I refuse. Like, I'm too angry to give up. I'm way too angry to give up. The amount of rage in my being, will not let me. It's impossible. It's a year-long endeavor. Some people have embraced this insanity willingly, and they'll have to be survivored. little little light gets extinguished. I want to remember the stream after melt as a child. Then I can die. Attitude I had at 24 changed to I must survive and keep kid alive at all costs. I'm 25 now. And my kid is going to be kept alive by this moment. That's the joke, right? The duck dad. Like this, what I'm doing right now, is what's eventually going to allow me to keep my child alive, right? Because of what I'm doing right now. Not despite of, not I'm gonna be different when I get there, but because of these moments. It is a moment by moment. I am back. Hey, for the credits. We're just about pulling a card. Is it hat melt is sounding off from the phase of life he's in? Is it hat melt is sounding off from the phase of life he's in? I don't know what those words means. And the same issue would sound very different coming from one in the different phases of life. I want to say yes. I don't know what those words mean, unfortunately, but yes feels like the appropriate answer. Voted off the island, right? Like the First Vatican. These people are struggling towards a new enlightenment, and it may take decades or even centuries for them to reach it, but they will reach it, and I must help. Here we go. Yes, Sam. Now we're reaching synchrony. Yeah, yeah. Slavery used to be a thing. We used to have actual slaves on this world. And I promise you, the people that were enslaved, some of them probably also believed that this is reality. This is the way that it is. And then it changed. It changed. And all of us are technically slaves to the current financial system. And a lot of us believe that this is reality. And it will change by our power. Not by anyone else's, but by everyone's. Every single one of us. Oh, indeed, ambassadors. So Val had a great affinity for humans and their culture. More. Yes, feels like the appropriate. Yes, I'm happy that you like that, Joy Beef. I don't. Did you understand that comment? Is that melt sound? I'm not even reading it the second time. More confusion. I'm gonna shuffle the deck quickly before I pull a card. I feel like it's time to shuffle again. Haven't shuffled it in a while. Yeah. The way I understood the comment is that me having been different people, I would have reacted differently to all of these conversations in this moment. But because I'm this version of myself right now, I am reacting the way I am. So I was like, yes, 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 I agree. But the quote is from the Unity two-parter from Picard. When he found Spock on the Romulus doing some cowboy diplomacy. Yes. Star Wars, not Star Wars, Star Trek, to me, is one of the most beautiful kind of like fractals of what we're capable of. That's where I believe we're heading. If we're going to have any future, we're heading towards the Star Trek future. Inclusivity, extreme inclusivity, working amongst actual aliens, right? Doesn't matter what you look like. Are you conscious? Can you lovingly contribute in this moment? Can you participate in this spaceship we're a part of? Yes? Good. Do that. We love you. Yes, please. Oh, you can eat anything? Sick. Show us. We would like to see you eat a plate. Are you having trouble getting to sleep, Mel? Yes, I am, Sano. Yes, I am. I am having trouble getting to sleep. And I'm also having such messed up dreams. I dreamt I had to marry someone that I didn't want to dream. I didn't want to marry. And then there was a war, and I had to marry her because we were at war, and I was killing a bunch of her people's people. And then I had to marry her to kind of like bring peace. And so I had dreams about having my hair cut really badly, like it was so short, looked so trash. And then I looked at myself in the mirror, and then I had to go out and talk to a bunch of people. And then I used my spit to try and fix my hair. So I've been having the most wacky dreams. They've been ceaseless as well. Like when I feel this way, especially when I get like, my mind is like, you should probably smoke some weed right now, dude. And then I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that right now, dear friend. You don't need to smoke weed. You need to learn how to handle all of this power, all of this energy. There's no escaping that which you are. I just saw an owl. Oh, oh, it's sitting in the tree. It's either an owl or it's a cat. Nope, that's an owl. Yeah, that's definitely an owl. Ooh, more sacred animals. This card makes me think about Maxine every single time I pull it. And that being is so orange. The core card is kind of green, but that whammon swimming in the water is also kind of orange. There's some orange flowers growing around the scene as well. No, please, bring my comments back. If I hit an extra bong for the fallen brother. I'm not smoking weed ever again. I'm just not smoking weed right now. Right. I've been called to stop, and I did. Right. It was a matter of a choice. Right. I'm not suffering because I'm not smoking weed right now, because I'm choosing not to smoke weed right now. Withdrawals, so much suckage. I don't think I'm withdrawing, weirdly enough. Right. I'm having a hard time sleeping because I'm not pushing the dopamine button on my brain to the point where I'm lethargic by the end of the day. But I wake up feeling exceptionally better than I used to, right? I wake up feeling like a rocket out of a, port, like, and then I go journal, and I and then I make some art, and then I come and show up for stream, or I do yoga, and then I do this, and then I make art, and I write poetry, and then I go to sleep, and then I do it again. The suckage of different flavors of this of the suckage. Sorry to hear that, but it's fine. It's been nice. It really has been nice, right? I like suffering a little bit. I'm a little bit of a masochist that way, right? I don't actually suffer my suffering. I appreciate it. The Secret Garden. Let me read these last comments. Please be safe, Mel. The dream sounds intense, but keep watching your sleep. I don't want you to lose gray matter like me. It's hard to get back. I'm sleeping enough. I am sleeping enough. I'm sleeping my 9 hours, between 8 and 9 hours. But I'm having a hard time getting there eventually, right? Like I'm tossing and turning. And I think of it like meditation as well when I'm tossing and turning, where I'm like, yeah, I could suffer the fact that I'm not falling asleep right now. Or I can just imagine that I'm meditating. And then I lay there and I'm like, and then eventually I fall asleep. Okay. Secret Garden, one more time. And then we'll read the meaning. Card number 59. Safety and protection. How about that? Thank you, Zano, for blessing me with safety and protection. Just as I'm going into this card's meaning as well. Like, I feel you being like, protect yourself. Oh, I am, Zano. Don't worry. Your sacred garden is a place of shamanic journeying. It symbolizes a safe place from which to create a vision of your intentions, to gain a better understanding of your life experience. Ask for guidance, yesterday's stream intention, and you will probably meet a spirit guide. Change something in your garden, and something will change in your life. Some sacred gardens are public, others are quite secret. This sacred garden that we've created is a little bit secret, right? You are invited to enter this secret garden through the water, and I do. I bless my water every day. Feel safety, peace, and serenity as you swim in the spirals and float at the water's edge. A geometric vortex lies in the center, activating the vitality of this card. Climb out of the pool and relax with this beautiful jaguar. He will protect you and guide you to your own truth. In this safe place, you can even cuddle up with the jaguar, empowering, there it is, empower yourself and facilitating soul work. The message of this card is of safety and protection. You may be looking for assurance that a decision you are about to make is in your best interest. I actually am. Me and John wants to start a new business together. So there it is. You may be looking for assurance that a decision you are about to make is in your best interest. You might also be asking for a friend. This card represents a protected place where you may more easily connect with your higher self and tune into the wisdom and integrity that dwells within. In this secret garden, you are safe and protected by this powerful guide. You need not let doubt and fear cloud your vision. Yow! Skapow! Woo! You need not let doubt and fear cloud your vision. You may be assured that as you calmly intend a positive result and envision the outcome as already complete, you are setting into motion the answer to your inquiry. Changing the world, changing the systems that be. We're doing it, dear friends, with every single day, with every positive and loving intention. That's what we're doing right now, friends. It's gonna take time. I know it's gonna suck sometimes. It's gonna feel like we're treading water. It's gonna feel like we're not making as much progress as we need to. But it's a matter of time. We're doing the work. Zano, you really called the card today. Mind blown. She's a psychic, don't you know? I do believe Zano is, very much a psychic friend. I just see every stream, your speech getting faster. It's because I'm getting sober, Zano. Yeah, I'm sure your thoughts are 10 times faster, unfortunately. Please be safe. You're always the last to learn. Your mind is gone. Please don't take this is criticism. I don't. I told you, friends, this is what happens to me when I stop smoking. It's what happens to me when I stop smoking. Uh, I I am this way, unfortunately. I've been this way my whole life, Zana, and it's too much people to handle. I scare people. People think I'm angry. People think I hate them or that I'm, trying to break them down. It's not my intention. This is just the way I am. And it like that the joke is as well, the speed of my speech is a fraction of the speed that's happening inside, right? Like it's too much. I get rolled. I do, and that's why I smoke weed. That's why I started smoking weed in the first place, because I cannot turn it off. But I realize that during this time in my life, I need to be that. That's what I need to be right now so that I can build the things I'm supposed to be building. It's what I'm here to do right now. Can I say that the reason I love this space is because I can have real discourse with you all to the point where you are uncomfortable, but I never for a second think there's any malice. And there's no running away from it, right, Duck Dad? That's the thing that I'm proud of for us as well. Like, I know some of our friends did kind of like, what? Right? But we're here for this. This is what conscious evolution is to me. It's showing up, melt more, right? Melting isn't necessarily great. It can be pretty uncomfortable, but we can do that even more. We can be uncomfortable and do that even more. Same reason I take cold showers, right? I stand there suffering, right? My entire being screaming, telling me to stop. It's like, dude, don't stop doing this. This is not nice. This is uncomfortable. You need to run away. And then I'm like, nah, I'm not running away. This is what I'm doing right now. Needs to be done. It is valuable. Thank you. Mel, me too. I am also this. I know, Zano. That's why we found one another, right? To see this echoing. Kelly saying another DD. It's rare to feel that security with others, and it's beautiful to witness. The default seems disconnected, and here, even when disagreement flow, love is true. Kelly, thank you for seeing this, friends. I worry sometimes where I'm like, dude, you need to chillax, oh. People think you're crazy right now. And I'm like, bro, I am crazy, oh. What do you mean? Mel, do you have ADHD? Yeah, a lot of it. So much ADHD. Do you know? Yeah, I do. I've been diagnosed when I was a child. My grandma wanted to put me on drugs. My mom wasn't down for it. Like they've known for a long time. I was only diagnosed within the last year or so. Yeah, I got diagnosed when I was 5, I think. Maybe, yeah, 5 or 6. My mom took me to a specialist. They gave me like these exercises that I'm supposed to do with my hands. I'm like there's a bunch of them. I have like a poster still. I'll show you, friends, one day. It's kind of weird. But yeah, this is the way we are. I don't see my ADHD as a negative. I see it as a part of my power, right? Sheer and visceral energy flowing through me ceaselessly. Your weed smoking needs to be constant, like meds, not up and down. Sometimes when you start back up again, it can be too stressful for the fragile brain in repetition. I hear you, Zano. Sorry, no, no, no. I don't want to tell you what to do. This is just what I see. I love you, lost friends. I appreciate you offering perspectives, Zano. That's what I'm seeing, right? Love is true. So what I'm seeing is Zano loves me so much that she wants to offer me advice, wants to offer me love, wants to offer me this intention of something good. I will probably smoke weed again, but not now. Not for a while, probably again. Because there's something else calling me. This state of mind that I'm always in, this visceral speed, melting, fiery energy, is what I need to be cultivating right now in order to build something. And it's gonna take some time. I know this, and I'm trying to find calm within myself. Right, I'm trying to learn how to handle it. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I love you all so super, very supersized, stupendously, gigantically dearly. Mel and all of you, oh so wonderfully fabulous and remarkably incredible friends. It's the time we have, and you, of course, love you. It's the time we all have spent today. I have fully imperfect loaded up my vehicle to the max with organized, wonderful plans. Gang, 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 duck dad, go and feed people, dude. Even if it's by extension. We love you. Thank you for all of that energy. I want to play some kalimba before I go. I'm starting to see it is the way in retrospect to as a power. I do believe it is, Lozana. It is a type of power. It makes us neurodivergent. It makes us a little bit less than normal, but I don't want to be normal. All right. I don't care for normal. Ride the energy out into the world. Yo, mad love to you again. That card, right? I'm happy that you're there right now, dude. Okay, so you in Discord? She is, I believe. Those last 30 seconds talking about your speech and thinking, you or me, it's everything I've ever thought. I must know, dude. I see you, bro. You're just further along on the fractal than I am right now. Yeah, Mel. Nobody says manic. Wasn't fun. It fucking rocks. It's just not sustainable for our meat sacks. Yeah, it's like getting burned a little bit, right? Almost like disintegrating. But I'm okay with that as well, right? Like, I'm doing this for infinity. I'm gonna keep showing up. That's my point. So I promise you, hey, Malexa, I don't think I've seen your name before, but I love you so much. Thank you for finding the space, dear friend. Wait a second. Are you the friend that I suggested find the stream today? Maybe. I hope so. Maybe. It fills me with joy, and it also fills me with terror. I was you at 25. At 28, my brain broke and had 8 of my darkest years of my life. Be well, brother. I love you deeply. Fortunately, I have a really good support system. You. So I'll be okay. You know, I have support in you friends. Like, that bug is making like gang noise. Hey, dude. Hey, bug. Hey, bug. Shut the fuck up. That bug is so loud right now. Like, just the amount of gain. It's like, found you on live space. Oh, that's even better. Thank you. This is probably a little bit better than the live space experience right now. Thank you for finding yourself here, dear friend. That bug is so loud. I think I'm going to not play the kalimba. That's so loud. Like, I can see the amount of gain. It's like holding half my bar just full of that bug noise right now. Cause I'm rabbiting 3D on there. It's true. No melt. No materializing. Dematerializing allowed. Save the spaghettification for when we invent teleportation. Do you have ADHD? Yeah, a lot of it. I split my last calling weed puff out of my nose. So I have a lot of the ADHDs. Yeah, that bug is too loud. Like, it's breaking my brain as well right now. What's with y'all? Why are you thinking Melt is losing his mind? He's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just the speed, right? I think it's like the find the bug and eat it. It's weird you say that, Zano, because I watched Renfield today to connect with you. Like, just so you know that, right? I was like, yeah, Zano watched this movie. She even dressed up vampire-esque to watch this movie. And then there was a whole fractal of eating bugs to gain their life force. And then you say, eat the bugs. Stop reading my mind, Zano. You stop reading my mind right now. You stop reading. Welcome, Alexa. Yeah, welcome, dear friend. We do this every day. I'm new here on YouTube. You are welcome. I stream every day. Every single day. And I'll do it. This is my goal for infinity. My relationship with life is that of infinity. Yeah, Renfield was amazing. Yeah, today's stream topic was inspired, right? Power. Take your power back. Don't let yourself be exploited by the powers that be, etc., etc. Thank you, dear friends. Thank you all for the welcomes. Thank you for welcoming yourself into this space, dear friend. We will keep welcoming you indefinitely. Like, seriously, that's the cool thing about this space. Every single time you come here now, you're gonna have at least one person being like, hey, you friend. If not me, one of our other friends will. Thank you, dear friends, for joining me. I super loved it too. It was very violent though. It was like gory. It's like, yo, so much gore. But Tasteful. I don't know, tasteful. I mean the using people's arms as weapons and then throwing arms into people's chests to kill them. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I thought so. Love you. Thank you, dear friends. I would have played some Kalimba, but this bug is like inside my brain right now, screaming, kicking and screaming. Might be too intelligent to lose his mind, to be honest, Joy. I would like to believe this as well. I would probably be like, I'd probably lose my mind, and then I would see my mind from my higher intellect. Be like, oh, hey, mind. Oh, thank you, dear bug, for the silence. Hey, mind, you wanna come back here? And then mind is like, I'm fine. Fine, I guess I could mind again. Sick, thank you, mind. Sits down with mind again. Okay, now we're gonna kalimba anyway. But we're only gonna do for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of kalimbaing before we say goodbye. Let me get the timer set up. The bug was maracas egging on. I would have played with the bug screaming, but it was just too much gain. And I know like the kalimba only like fills maybe like 20% of the bar, and that bug was like filling like 60% of the bar. So it was just too much. So quiet now. Yeah, suddenly. ASMR vibes kicking in. Let's go. Bum ba dum ba dum bum. Ska. Bum ba bum ba rum. Bum bum. Skim the bam the boom. Best out. Thank you, friends, for joining me once again. Thank you, Bug, for screaming your little lungs out. Melt, he's not screaming his lungs out. He's rubbing his cartilage together. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Let me see. Another bug. Vibe change. Do a duet with the cricket. I was gonna do. I was like, yeah, I added to it. I don't know how much of it could be heard. There is a whole governing board that chooses emojis. It's wild. Not surprised. See my emoji. I cannot see. I could see them. I could see them at least. I could see them on my side. No, I'm on iPhone. That's probably why. Yeah, I'm on Android. Also for the same reason, right? Because Apple are asking exorbitant amounts of money for their technology. I actually like to hear the bugs. It's relaxing for me. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you again, Malexa. It was so nice having you here today, friend. It's a question mark in the box. Favorite visiting characters. All right, Sena. Okay. Love you, friends. We're done for the day. Oh, Sena! Sena! I'm only now seeing. Oh, there you are. Sending lots of love, Shan. Thank you, Sena. We've missed you too, dear friend. I'm gonna say goodbye for today. But, as you friends know, we'll do this tomorrow. Again. I love you eternally. Until tomorrow. Love you, friends, dearly. Bye. Ta-ta.